This is an special present that has been made for you. This center here, as you can see, has plates of gold, which has been introduced not only to you, but also to other 15 head of state.
Sierra Leone President Ernest Bai Koroma received a recognition award from South South News on Wednesday for his outstanding contribution and political will in combating HIV/AIDS, malaria, and other diseases, a campaign that is helping pave the road and helping to advance the achievement of the Millennium Development Goals in Sierra Leone. The country has exemplified its efforts for change from increasing its real GDP to a steady rate of about 7% each year to its commitment to transparency and global governance. Mr. President, not only has Sierra Leone made great strides in combating HIV/AIDS and other areas of the health sector, as you mentioned, of course, with women and helping children. I would love to also highlight the United Nations Development Program also has shared the understanding that your real GDP has been growing at a steady rate of 7%, if not more now. So how is this helping this sort of economic growth at a very steady rate? How is this helping improve the strategy toward achieving the Millennium Development Goals, for example?
Well, we consider the management of the economy as a priority. And considering where we are coming from, the difficulties we had, the challenges, and what we inherited as a government, we believe that an effective management of the economy and pushing forward our agenda for change should be the way forward. And therefore, we clearly from day one have been very focused on what we set out to do. We had our priorities in terms of development, the enhancement of the energy generation, infrastructural development, improved agricultural productivity, and improved social service delivery. And I'm sure with an efficient management of the economic environment, we have succeeded in attracting a lot of investors. And this has really maintained the level of growth that we are now experiencing, and to the extent that it is helping us, giving us a lot of leg room to address the other issues that as a government we believe are giving us all of these additions that we believe we are working on in terms of our development.
Very good. We must, of course, take this opportunity to acknowledge your remarkable efforts in reconciliation and good governance. It is, it's something that is very visible, especially through the UN and the Secretary General. What I'd like to get a better idea of is how are these efforts tapping into greater relations within the international community with donor countries, for example, and just more efforts in building partnerships for gaining development goals for your country?
No, reconciliation and good governance are issues that are part of the process of our peace consolidation. We had difficulties in the 90s. And out of those difficulties, we believe that we have to address the issues and ensure that we don't have any reversals. That is why on the issue of reconciliation, we have tried to be as inclusive as we can. We try to ensure that in aspect of development, every corner of the country is equally developed. We have people participate in government, and we ensure that the issues of social and economic marginalization are issues that are addressed, and we don't have a repetition of them. So all of these are gearing us up towards reconciliation. And also in the process, for you to maintain transparency, there has to be, the inclusiveness must be democratized. That is why we have everybody involved and openness. We are building institutions of good governance. Our Anti-Corruption Commission, which is an institution to fight corruption, is very much in top gear. And all of these issues have provided an atmosphere of openness, an atmosphere of transparency, and we are reconciled. And with this situation at home, I think the international community is very happy, especially the UN is very happy that we are making steady progress. Sierra Leone is a successful story in terms of the UN efforts to peace and reconciliation. and our experience is being translated to other countries, and people believe that the story of Sierra Leone should be replicated. And it has positioned also a position wherein everybody is wanting to know what is happening in Sierra Leone, to the extent that it has also opened up another room of confidence to the investor community. So it is a win-win situation for us, and I believe we should stay focused on these efforts.
Absolutely. And just one final note. What is the let's say, the best example of Sierra Leone today that you can share with the world, that you've made some nice progress, that you really want to share from the heart with us?
Well, Sierra Leone is a democratic country. I have been in governance. I started off as an opposition leader, won an election in 2007 that is considered free and fair. We transferred power. It's very unique in Africa. It's not common to have an opposition coming into governance without any difficulties. We have done that. And we have recognized that as a government, and we have continued promoting the issues that will sustain that democratic growth. There is a freedom of the press in the country. We now have about 42 radio stations, about 40 newspapers. There is no journalist that has been incarcerated. There is no political prisoner, and the political room is free. And I believe these are examples that we have to show. In addition to political tolerance, we also are a country that is religious tolerant. I mean, I'm a Christian, and majority of the people in the country are Muslims, but we share experiences together, advices, visitations, and these are all examples I believe Sierra Leone can show the world.
We wish you all the success in the world, and as our President, Ambassador Lorenzo, said, we look forward to working with you and making greater strides at Sierra Leone.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure and honor.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We want to take the opportunity to thank you for taking the time and allow us to come here first, because we understand the importance of the Millennium Development Goals, and we understand not only the achievement that your country has made, but also when you came here last year that you met with the Secretary General, how well it was highlighted in terms of the success that you have had, not only in the achievement of the issue related to either malaria or HIV, but also because we also understand the importance of media. We want to come here to provide you with some information about Southside News, which is more about bringing success story. It's more about story in reference to development issue, not only for African country, but also for all developing countries. It's more about the positive news. How can we bring that positive news when we talk about investment opportunity in developing country? We leave probably maybe other issue to CNN and ABC, but anything related to investment opportunity, tourism, culture, that's pretty much what we emphasize on.
Thank you for the offer that you have made to support our IT sector, which is already experiencing a great growth. And Madam Vice, let me also thank you for the presentation of the iPad to me. I'm sure it will be very useful during my periods of visit. I am very pleased that our efforts as a nation and as a government have been recognized. We prioritized the health sector when we came into governance, and just last year we introduced the free health care for pregnant women, lactating mothers, and children under 5. And I'm sure within a year, the impact it has created has really given us a justification for the strides that we took, the step that we took to initiate that program. We now have about a 214% increase in the number of children that are accessing our facilities to be treated. And the mortality rates among the women have dropped by 61%, and even the fatalities of malaria have reduced considerably by 85%. This is an indication of the timeliness of our intervention and the fact that that is a sector that needed the attention, especially for the vulnerable group that we have targeted. and I'm sure that the women and children are very appreciative. We know that we have great challenges there, but notwithstanding the challenges, we took a bold initiative, and now it is paying dividends. Now, if it is paying dividend, we must thank the donor community, the UNFPA, UNICEF, the Japanese government, DFID, for the support in ensuring that we succeed with our efforts. They have indeed provided a lot of logistical support, drugs, and other funding that will facilitate the process. And government on its own is doing its thing. And we have even gotten to the point where in addressing one of the challenges, we have used the channel software to monitor the distribution and the use of the drugs to ensure that we limit the misuse and ensure that those that are targeted really get these drugs. So the situation is improving considerably, and we are happy that these efforts we are making are really being appreciated by you. We want to thank you very much. So once more, on behalf of the government and the people of Sierra Leone, the pregnant women, the lactating mothers, the children under 5 that are now benefiting, and I want to thank you for this recognition, and I believe that these efforts will further increase the access to facilities and the benefits to everybody. So thank you very much.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, Mr. President.